All right, welcome to day 5 of boot camp. I'm your Market Center Tech Trainer, Monica Perry. I hope you're all having a great day. And I just wanted to let you know that we have added the new boot camp videos to your website. So kwtechcoach.com. Again, that's kwtechcoach.com. Under both the new agents tab, there's a command boot camp. And under agent resources, there's a command boot camp. Same thing, just want to make sure you have access. So this is where all of the videos from this week are. Day 5 will get put up this afternoon right here in this spot. And we don't have a super long day today. We're just going to cover a couple more things that we haven't gone over this week. So we're going to head on into agent.kw.com.
Monica, is it easy for me to find the templates, video making templates? I need to go through that again.
Making templates in DocuSign?
Yes, ma'am.
That would be day 2 of boot, or that would actually just be going to my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, Pete, make sure, first of all, that when you get there, that you like and subscribe. I'm going in as somebody else so that you can see what it would look like from your perspective. So this is what my channel looks like. It'll be the picture of me with the app image in the background. Once you're here, make sure you click the subscribe button over here.
Okay.
Click that little bell icon, and that way, anytime I post a new video, you will get an email that says I posted something new.
Great, great. Will you send me a link to get to that, please?
I absolutely will. You can, once you're here, all of the videos that I post are here under the videos tab. And then you have different playlists. So I actually have a playlist called DocuSign.
Great.
And so that's probably where you're going to want to go. So there's the DocuSign playlist right there.
Yeah.
And there will be a video on templates under that.
Terrific, terrific.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And I will send you. You want me to send it to your phone or your email? I mean, you want me to send it to a text or your email?
Email, I prefer, yeah.
Okay. I'll be happy to do that. Let me grab this email. Got somebody coming into the waiting room.
Monica, I don't know how you keep up with all the stuff you're doing. I'm sure it changes periodically.
Yeah, we do get lots of updates. It helps when you love what you're doing, I think.
You never have to work if you love what you're doing.
That's absolutely right, sir. PP. All right. Here we go. I sent that off for you, Pete. Okay, so like I said, Command Bootcamp videos are up on kwtechcoach.com. We have gone into Command now, and we're going to take a look at tasks because I feel like that's one of the most important parts of the system. If you're a task-based person like myself, if you're not a task-based person, might I recommend in this wild world of real estate that you make yourself a task-based person, because I'll never forget learning this in one of my first classes at KW. I came from a different firm. I've been in real estate since 2008 as an agent. And one of the first classes I came to at KW, where I thought I knew so much when I came from my other firm, but I was scattered. I was all over the place. I was a Pop-Tart agent. That's what they call it. You know, I just pop in here and pop in there and everything's happening. And I didn't do time blocking. I didn't do task management or any of that stuff. And a class I was in, the instructor said, so think about this. When you were in school, grade school, how did you know when to go from one place to the next? And everybody said, well, you had a bell. You had a bell that went off. That's how you knew this class ended. And then you knew you had to be in the seat by the time the next bell went off for your next class. And he was like, yep. So where is your bell now as an adult? And we were all like, well, we don't have a bell. He was like, yes, you do. And then he picked up his phone and he said, if you don't take anything else away from this class, set yourself alarms, set yourself reminders, time block your day. From this hour to this hour, I'm lead generating. That is what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else. I'm lead generating. I'm not checking my emails. I'm not putting out fires. I'm not doing anything else except calling my people or whatever your source of lead generation is. And then from this hour to this hour is when I'm going to be doing showings. And then from this hour to this hour is when I'm going to be doing this. Granted, that does shift, right, during our days. And then he said, whatever you erase, you must replace. So if you weren't able to do lead generation this morning from 9 to 11 because you had to go show houses to somebody who worked second shift and that was the only time that they did it, then guess what? You have to take that 2-hour block of lead generation and move it to the afternoon, right? And so once I really took that in, I was like, that's, yeah, because, we all think everything's a real estate emergency. There's no real estate emergencies, y'all. There's just not. If you don't give yourself some structure as independent contractors, you will be all over the place. So I learned about 7 years ago when I joined KW that task and time blocking were super important. So they've given us a really cool task applet here in Command. Okay. We have a widget on our home screen that's got our tasks. So you can see all of my tasks that are due. This one's due today, right? I have the tasks here. Remember, we talked about how Command is interchangeable. I also have tasks in my third applet on the left. This is the entire task applet. Okay. I also have tasks within my contacts. So if I go open this test contact, I can't type today. This one right here, I have tasks within the contact. I have task, my command app on my phone. So wherever I add a task, it's going to be in all of those places. That's why I tell you this system is interconnected with things that we need to do. You're going to get tasks that are generated from smart plans. You can be within a contact and say, hey, I just talked to this contact, so I need to create a task. I told him I was going to call. So I'm making it a call task to check on lending. And I told him I was going to do that in 2 weeks, right? What's my priority level for this one? Probably high if they're getting their lending done. So I told him I was going to call them on the 14th. Do I want to give it a specific time? Say I wanted that to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I can click apply. So on October 14th at 1 o'clock, I'm going to get my task to call and check in on this contact's lending situation. So maybe they were working with the lender to get all of their stuff in order, right? That task is going to show up everywhere that I have tasks. So that's what's really cool about the system is that it does work all together. And don't forget, you can also have, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm trying to power through this. You can also have tasks from your opportunities, right? So we talked about the opportunities checklists on Tuesday. Okay. So we have tasks that come from opportunities checklist if we gave them a due date, and we have contact tasks that come into play, right? So we have tasks that are coming from both systems. So use these, right? So we can create a new task from here. We can link multiple contacts to a task. So we talked about the Thanksgiving pie giveaway, right? A lot of agents do that. So maybe we know that we want 10 new people that we met to get a pie, and we don't know what kind of pie they like yet. Then I can say that test contact to all these people, I need to find out what kind of pie they like. So I can link them and I can say, find out favorite Thanksgiving pie. And it's going to be maybe a call. Give myself a description. Call to ask. And add to contact. I can give hyperlinks if I need one. I can give it a priority level. I can give it a due date, right? Then I will have a task created for each one of those contacts that I need to make this phone call. Okay. All right, good deal. You can check on your completed tasks. You can check on tasks you archived. You can filter your tasks. So if you're a person that likes to do all of your high priority tasks first, you could filter by anything that's high priority that you have to do. So you can get those out of the way first. And then you can move on to your medium and so forth and so on. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do here in Task, and don't forget we have them on our phone as well. Cool deal? Any questions on tasks? Pretty straightforward. If you're not, a person, I used to actually pay $7 a month for a task manager on my phone called To-Do List. So you may want to we get it for free, right? It's built right into our system. And now that we have the app on our phone, makes it even easier. So if we don't have any questions left on task, I'm going to move forward into referrals. All right. So congratulations, you're part of the biggest referral network in the country. There's about 180,000 of us. In the resources that I gave you guys on day one, there is a PDF I attached that's called Who Do I Know? Okay. So let's go to those resources because I want to show you guys something. If my computer will cooperate with me. There we go. So down here, who do I already know? Because we talked about the 12-to-2 ratio of people that we already know turning into business versus the 50-to-1 of people that we don't know, right? So these are people that you know that you should be putting in your database, right? It's a whole list. Pharmacist, optometrist, life insurance, homeowners insurance. Who lives on each side of you? Who lives across the street? Who was at your wedding, right? All that kind of fun stuff. People that are decision makers in businesses, and who do you know that lives in these states? Because we have Keller Williams offices in these states. So don't pigeonhole yourself into only working where you live. I have a huge family in San Antonio, a huge family, right? Both of my parents had 6 siblings. So big families, right? They have kids, and then those kids have kids, and so on and so forth, right? So I have a huge family out in Texas. So when I come into the referral network, the first thing that I did was try to find some agents in San Antonio because I have cousins, I have aunts and uncles and all that kind of stuff happening out there, right? So when I get into the referral network, I can go to the map. So you use that list, determine who you know in each one of these states, then find yourself an agent in that area that can be your business partner, okay? So check this out. I've clicked on the map. I'm just using San Antonio as an example. You guys can use whatever area you want. San Antonio, Texas. There we go. Okay. I've got it in the center of the map. All that green, that is sales. A lot of them, right? There's nothing over here. It said it found too many agents to display. Please zoom in. Currently, there's 1,160 agents in this map view. As I begin to scroll in, I'm just going to use Fort Sam Houston as my target area because I do have an aunt that lives right over there. I'm going to see a list of agents start to populate on the right-hand side of my screen. Okay. Currently, this is sorted at random, but I can drop this down and I can sort by name, first and last, A to Z and Z to A, closed units. Ben Kinney's team is the top. Shane and Clint Neal's team is the one that I'm connected with. You can see that they don't have the little person plus button because these are my contacts in that area, right? So I didn't send them a referral. I just connected with them to make them part of my referral network so that I know when a member of my family out there needs something, I have somebody that I know, like, and trust in the area to call, right? So you can sort by closed units, listings sold, buy sides, leases. You can use these filters. We talked about military in your marketing profile. Agents can search by other agents in the military. They can search by languages spoken. So maybe I need somebody in the military that speaks Spanish. Then I can apply that filter and watch what happens. That gave me 2 agents in this area that have a military affiliation and can speak Spanish, right? And so then you can just connect with those folks by using this button right here. You send them a message, say, hey, I have family in the area, friends in the area, I'm from the area, whatever it is. I would like to just be connected with you in case I have somebody out that way that needs help, right? So then you can send them referrals. Okay, so I'm going under the My Referrals tab. I haven't done any of these in a while, but here's one I sent for my cousin over to Charlotte. So you can see this is a great place to keep up with it, right? I can view an activity log. This agent and I can send notes back and forth to each other. I'm going to say this with intention. Just because you're sending the referrals through the Keller Williams referral network does not mean that you do not need to send the referral agreement, right? All of my folks are in North Carolina. There is a referral agreement as part of our North Carolina Association of Realtors forms that you were supposed to send that says, this is the client, this is how much percentage referral I expect to receive. It's signed by you, it's signed by them. That is the way that we make sure we get paid, right? Oh, bear with me 1 second. All right. So again, just because you're sending the referral through here does not mean that you are not sending the referral agreement. Everybody heard that, right? Okay. I don't want you guys to think that means you don't have to send it. I'm going to show you one more cool thing in here. We talked about running Facebook ads yesterday and how some folks choose to run them in different states because people in those states like to move to the south, right? Snowbirds. They're like, get me away from all that cold, right? Something cool that you can do, just in case you want to know, is you can drop down where it says production. You can see market centers in different areas, which is cool. You can see your network and where they are across the country. And then you can click on this referral patterns. So watch this. From North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, this is where people are moving. Greensboro, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, Chapel Hill, New Bern, Greenville, Hilton Head, Boone. So this is where people from Winston-Salem that were using KW agents moved. Okay. I can switch this and change it to received. This is where people came from to North Carolina, Raleigh, or to Winston-Salem, Raleigh, Cornelius, Fort Mill, New York, Miami, right? Maryland. So those might be areas that maybe if you have, especially like a luxury property, that you might want to run a $25 Facebook ad up in Rochester, New York. Because you might find somebody up there who lives in a shoebox that wants to live in a McMansion down here, right? So depending on where everything is, right? But just something cool to note that you can check that out. So any questions about the referral network? Pretty good? Cool, cool. Move on to reports. So in reports, we have quite a bit going on in here. We have our dashboard. It's got our database overview. We talked about the difference between contacts and leads. Leads are one way. I've been offering these people one way information. They haven't talked back to me yet. They're just a lead, right? People I'm having a two-way conversation with are my contacts. Okay. So I have a total of 1,450 records. I've got sources of where they came from. 76% came from my KW app and website, right? You can see all the different places that people came from. Mine are not real, right? But yours would be. If you're putting your lead source in, we put junk in, we get junk out. If you add your lead source, you can track your lead source at the end of the year. So you can say, I need to spend more time doing this because this is where I'm getting most of my business. Make sense? All right, cool. We have a database health score. I'm a competitive person. I like to win. So check this out. My database health score is a 62.47. I can click this little compare button. And comparing myself to agents in my market center, I'm winning. I like that. Comparing myself to agents in my state. Yep. All agents. Agents in the production bracket above mine. Now, last time I checked, agents in the top production bracket were beating me, but been working. So let's see what happened. Woo! I got them. The last time I looked, they were winning. So now I'm winning. So gamifying your business, because I know that lead generation can be extremely boring. Gathering data can be extremely boring. But when we start off as agents, we are the agent and the administrative assistant. So it is our job to do this stuff, right? So make it fun, gamify it for yourself, and give yourself a reward if you hit a goal, right? That keeps it fresh. It keeps you from hating doing it because it's got to be done, right? One of my favorite Bold laws, if you haven't signed up for Bold or haven't heard about Bold, business a life by business objective a life by design is what Bold stands for. And they have Bold laws, and I love them. To me, every time I get a fortune cookie, I'm like, that sounds like a Bold law. But one of my favorite ones is success is simple, but it's not easy. Success is simple. It's not easy. It is very simple what you need to do in real estate. You need to talk to more people than the other real estate agents. You need to build more relationships and systematically talk to those people and stay in front of those people. Because think back to Monday when we looked at that generational trends report, most people work with the first agent they speak to. And 47-ish% of people get referred to their real estate agent by a friend, neighbor, or relative. So make that person be you, right? It's simple what you need to do to be successful, but it's not easy to do those things over and over and over again because success is boring. It's about doing the same stuff every day, right? But it can pay off in the long run. Okay. So then you have a database activity score. We've already said everybody in your database needs to be talked to on the phone or in person at least once every 90 days. And you need to track that stuff so that you have a good database activity score. So that's what the dashboard's got on it. And then your sources over here. Then we have this report section. This has got the opportunities report. So total number of opportunities and listings, new ones, total volume, how many are appointment active, under contract, closed. Again, you won't know that unless you're changing the statuses of your opportunity. You won't have these numbers. Then you have a buyer's opportunity report. We could drop this down and go to a goals report. So the goals that we put in, as long as we're tracking everything and putting our numbers in, we will be able to see this. Now, this is one of those things that they're working on right now. So this may or may not always be accurate, but they're doing a big overhaul back behind the curtain of this system, the report system, and listings, which we're going to look at in a minute. But normally it's going to be working just fine. So then you have your goals report, and then you have a database report, which breaks your database down a little bit further by percentages, how many phone numbers, emails, home addresses, all that kind of stuff do you have, so that you can see where you really need to focus in, right? Then we have our goal section. Like I told you guys, I'm pretty sure that 2023 came out. I might be wrong. Yeah. So you're setting your goal for next year, 2023. What is your annual profit goal? That's in your pocket money, right? In your pocket money. I think somebody just almost had a wreck at the four-way stop outside of my house. Woo! Not the first time that that's happened. But put your annual profit goal in here, then your expenses and your cost of sales. Everything has little eyes that give you insights as to what these questions are asking you. Like business makeup is the balance between sellers and buyers in your business. Ideally, as an individual agent, that should be 60% listings and 40% buyers. It may not always be exactly like that. When you get started, you're probably going to be more buyer heavy than you are listing heavy, but that should be your goal. Okay. And so you'll put this stuff in. Oh, y'all, I cannot breathe. I'm so sorry. And I also cannot type, apparently. Okay, so let's say I want to make 50,000 in my pocket. And I know they used to have something on cost of sales and expenses. I'm going to say that I know that my expenses are $3,000. My cost of sales with market center cap monthly, I'm going to say 25,000. Whoop, not 250, 25. Okay. And I know the average commission for Winston-Salem, I think Greensboro is pretty close. Chapel Hill, I'm sorry, I don't really know. If you're watching the video, I think our average price point currently is $238 because everything went up times 0.03, 7140. $71.40. I don't do leases. Okay. So with all of this stuff put in like this, right? To net $50,000 in profit, I need to make $78,000 of gross commission income because I have to pay out my cap. I have to pay out my MLS fees, my realtor dues, marketing money that I spend, any of that kind of stuff. I just threw numbers together in my head. You might want to be a little bit more intentional with your numbers, right? But that gives you a general idea of what you have to do. Okay. Now watch what happens even better. When you click continue, look what it breaks down for you. These percentages are based off of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. When it's just a lead, people who have shown interest in the services you offer but have not engaged in a two-way conversation, there's about a 5% chance that you're going to close them. When they become a contact that we do have two-way conversations with, but we don't know if they are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate right now, there's a 5% chance that we're going to get a sale from them, right? Appointment set, that increased it. Appointment kept, that increased that. So we're now hanging out at 75%. You may know your business already, right? Some people are more established agents that know their percentages. Okay. If you do, you can change it. You can edit it right here, right? So you can set them individually if you know what those numbers are, or you can just leave them at the recommended rates. Okay. I'm going to click continue again. I'm going to review my goals here. I'm going to set my goals. So now doing this exercise is going to break it down to where if you're actually recording your stuff, you're going to know, right? If you don't put your appointment dates in and that you kept the appointment on this date and that if you don't put that stuff in there, the system doesn't know that you did it to tell you, right? Excuse me. But you can change it between this month and this year and all that kind of fun stuff and goals. And we can see all of our different activities, what it's coming from, all that kind of fun stuff. So check that section out. Activity tracker is another thing to keep you accountable, right? In order to set up the activity tracker for yourself, you're going to have to go into settings, or we're going to go back in there in a little bit. But this is where you would track that. Okay. So an activity tracker is going to send you an email each day that looks like this. Excuse me. Happy Friday. Let's start fresh. How's your day going? Can't wait to hear about it when you're ready. If you bump into a teammate, this is what it's going to say if you're on a team. If you're an individual agent, you can also set this up and you say, tell us about your day. It opens the tracker. What day are you submitting your activity for? Was it a good day or a bad day? How much time did you spend doing your lead gen? How many people did you talk to? What did you do to find them? SOI outreach. Maybe it was networking and you did some social media and you did some texting. Okay. Is everyone you spoke with captured in your database? Yes or no? How many appointments did you set? Maybe you set one buyer and 0 sellers. And maybe you went on one listing appointment today, but no buyer appointments. And you got one buyer agency agreement at your appointment. Oh, I lied. None, because you didn't have an appointment, but you did get the listing. And you didn't write any contracts today for either. And maybe you had one buyer closing today. Okay. And submit. Okay. Now I have a fake team set up. So, if you're not on a team, you won't see that. But it's going to track that activity for you right here under the activity tracker. So you can set this up for yourself as an individual agent too. Okay. You can also submit the activity straight from the window in command, or right, you can do it from the email. The email is just a reminder to get it done. Okay. Lead routing. If you're not on a team, this doesn't matter. If you want to know more about lead routing, Rainmakers, contact me and I can show you how to set up lead routing. Emails. You're going to see 3 different types of emails. The emails that come from campaigns, which we looked at yesterday, the emails that come from smart plans, which we looked at on Monday, and the emails that are other. Those are those comparative. You've got multiple offers. I showed you guys that you could email the multiple offers to your seller, or the client updates that come out of the tasks that you set up in opportunities. Those are the other emails. Okay. We get 5,000 free emails a month from Command Mail. This shows us a breakdown of how many were delivered, undelivered, opened, clicked, replied to, and unsubscribed, and how many marked us as spam. Okay. We want to keep this number as low as possible. Okay. As low as possible. Questions on emails, and you could break this down if you just wanted to see campaigns, smart plans, or the other. And if you find out you're running out of emails, then you can upgrade your plan if you need to. Okay. Text and calls. This is if you're using Twilio. Shows you how many credits you have, how many messages you've sent, how many credits did it take, all that kind of fun stuff. You can upgrade, downgrade your plan at any time. Okay. So that's the end of reporting. Any questions on that? Good. Move into listings. We're almost done. So listings is getting a huge overhaul. They did a survey for a lot of agents asking, what do we want our listings system to look like, right? What does your MLS do that you love? What does your MLS do that you don't love? So like, I don't know how many hundreds of us did that survey. And so this is going to be getting a major overhaul. But the cool thing about it, and our websites and our monthly neighborhood nurtures and all of that, is that we are not bound by IDX, right? We can show people houses anywhere through here. We can search for houses anywhere. We can set them up for monthly neighborhood nurtures in Ohio, in California, in Winston-Salem, in New York, in Florida, right? We can set them up on monthly neighborhood nurtures. They can search for houses on our website in any of those places, which is cool. So get in here and poke around. There will be coming the availability to do in-house listings in here. If you, I do want to mention this. If you are in my Chapel Hill Market Center, there's an issue with Triangle MLS specifically syncing from its syndication. So when you go sync my MLS and you search for one of your listings and it pops up and you click it to claim it, it might say you're missing an email or you're missing a phone number. That is a known issue. I've turned it into engineering and hopefully it's going to get fixed. I will stay on top of them. I am 100% the squeaky wheel. So they are working on that. Winston-Salem, Greensboro, you're fine. Triad MLS is not causing this issue. Okay. All right, so this is where you're going to be able to add your own listings if you need to, if they're going to be in-house listings, and this is where you can search. So like I said, you can search for listings all over the place. You can look at expanded views, gallery views, list views, all kinds of fun stuff, filter them by type. KW Reserve is going to be that in-house system. So any questions on listings? Good. Cool. Last but not least, I want to revisit settings. We looked at the integrations and application connections back here on Monday, making sure that anything that you want to use is here and connected. But I wanted to show you a few other things, like your general settings. If you're on a team, you can set a default account for when you log into Command. If you're not on a team, it won't matter. Command settings, contacts. This is where you can archive your contacts. We have a two-step deletion process intentionally, so you don't accidentally delete something you didn't mean to delete. So if you archive a contact and you really do want to permanently delete it, then you can come back to the contact archive and permanently purge it from the system. Okay. You can do a whole database wipe if you decided that you didn't like what you had done. And this is where you can manage tags. Okay. So we talked about tags and how important they are. This is where you can come to edit them, change the colors, all that kind of fun stuff. You can edit, add, delete lead sources. Your custom fields, we talked about all of those. You can edit those back here. Opportunity settings. This is that client update, the specific dates that you can send those out that we talked about. The tags that you use in opportunities, where you can find your archived opportunities. Those recurring deductions we talked about on Tuesday are back here. You've got reporting and logs. Okay. Let me close that. And reporting is where that activity tracker is. So I wanted to show that to you. It takes it a minute to load. Maybe it's gonna work. It's not raining that hard. Can my internet work in rain? Thinking about it. There we go. So if you want to set up activity tracking for yourself, then you can do that. There's a button at the top to turn it on. When do you want to get your first reminder? And then how many reminders do you want to get? Right? So I want to get my first email at 5:30 in the morning. I want to submit my activity by 1 p.m. If I did not submit my activity, how many times do I want to be reminded to do so? What days do I want to be emailed? And what days do I plan to have off so that I don't get the email on that day? So this is how you can set up the activity tracker for yourself. Okay. Last but certainly not least, I want to revisit the Connect settings marketing profile. Please make sure that your information back here is up to date. Your headshot, if you have a team logo, that it's there, your license number. All of this is the stuff that shows up on your website, your app, the bottoms of your emails, in your designed emails, and lots of other places. So make sure that this stuff is up to date. Okay. All right. That's it, y'all. You've gone through pretty much the whole system in 1 week. Proud of you guys for sticking through it. I'm here for you if you need me. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget kwtechcoach.com is your resource for all things Monica. So everything that you need from me is right here. Schedule one-on-one with me, see upcoming classes. You can add, don't forget, you can actually click these, right, and add them to your Google Calendar or your iCalendar or whatever. You can just directly click the link so that you don't forget about the class. I do upload all of my videos to YouTube, and there are links to my YouTube on your resources website. And don't forget about your link tree too. That's a little bit easier on your phone. So that one is just linktr.ee/KW Tech Coach. So everything is KW Tech Coach, and your link tree will look like this. I'll also put the bootcamp videos right there. It's got your resource website, all the different things that you would need from me is right there on that link tree. Okay, awesome. I appreciate you guys so much for sticking with me through my sickness. And I hope you all learned a lot and that you enjoyed your week with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Monica.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you. You guys have a great weekend. Stay dry and safe.
Thank you. You as well.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.